I currently have the validation I need. There was something I wanted to reveal 2 days ago. The information that I got, I wanted to be clear on, that I could, with absolute accuracy, give it out, that it would be factual and true. It has come down to me that orders have been passed down to Antifa, to MS-13, and other Democratic run and George Soros funded domestic terror groups within the United States, that they have been ordered to start riots, commit mass shootings, stabbings, start looting, pillaging, anything they can do to ramp up the fear, to complicate and to delay supply lines, to close down grocery stores, and to cause mayhem and panic, to attack the elderly, to even trying to go into specialized nursing facilities, to commit rapes and robberies, home invasions, whatever. In this time of quarantine, in this upcoming shutdown, which I don't believe will ever be called quarantine, at least I hope not, but with how bars, restaurants, and all non-essential commercial operations are being told to shut down, there's going to be nowhere to go. So it essentially is a quarantine. That these bands of roaming moronic marauders are going to be told, we will give you money, we will give you food, we will make sure that during this time of suffering for everyone else, if anyone wants to join up with the neo-Nazi brown shirts, which are the leftists, which are Antifa, or MS-13, which is the Democratic military might within the United States, that they will be given special protections, especially in blue states and in liberal cities. There have been shootings, there have been stabbings. A lot of this is being kept out of the media currently because they do not want to incite panic. President Trump is being very clear that this needs to be minimized so that the actions of these people are not glorified and they don't get the recognition, they don't spark the riots, and ultimately, I believe, civil conflict, civil war that they want to create. Because if they could turn this quiet panic into full-blown turmoil and bedlam, that would give them the case to bring in perhaps even UN peacekeepers. And trust me, I think even China would say, oh, we'll come in and we'll help shut down America's violence problems. Have you noticed that they've stopped linking coronavirus to China? And they've even begun suggesting, especially CNN, MSNBC, take any of your blue-haired howler monkey news outlets, that even mentioning coronavirus in conjunction with China is somehow racist. You stupid fucks. Oh, you mindless, cunty, brainless fucktwats. It's... Anyone who goes along with that rhetoric, you deserve the coronavirus. And please, 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 may it be the worst experience of your life. But this is the group. These are the people. This is the information that I've had. I am not afraid to give it out. Anyone coming to my residence, anyone trying to find me, like you have... like you have, and I am gonna fish hook your fucking face off like I have, and there's gonna be a beautiful bloody spot on the cement or the dirt, and I'm gonna visit it often, and I'm gonna piss on it like I have, and I'm gonna hope that by proxy that you feel the hot blast of my piss wherever you may be limping and going on with the life that I have forever fucking changed. So, I'm not worried about it. What I am worried about is everyone else who is not a physical, absolute hell beast like me. Okay? And those who have met me, they know. I'm not fucking joking. But I care about and why would you? You haven't lived the life that I've lived, and you wouldn't need to have done the things that I've done. And I don't hold that against anybody. It is just who I am. And so I worry about everyone else who has to deal. And, I'm only one person. So me, 1-on-1, 1-on-2, 1-on-3, that's doable. You start getting packs of people, and, that's when I got to break out the weapons, which I have an arsenal of, too. Just letting you know. So, for those people who just live normal lives, for those people who just, want to get up, who want to eat, who want to be with the family, who want to go about and find peace, pleasure, and happiness, and live to their heart's content in essentially whatever ways they want, it is these people that are hell-bent, not only hell-bent, but also profiting on destroying that lifestyle for you. And it is these people who, in the time of misery, who, when America is kind of a little bit on the down, these people who are waiting until America's back was turned, these are the same fucks who will now sucker punch you, who will now wait till you're sleeping, who will surround your home, your apartment, whatever, who will do all sorts of manner of violence against you. And they will wait only at your weakest moment. This is why I'm putting out this information. I wanted to do it a couple days ago. I just absolutely needed to verify it, that it is true, because I am not going to fearmonger. I am not going to create panic when panic is undue. I'm not going to put out the lies and sensationalism and bullshit that I hear other people on YouTube doing. I'm not asking for you to like or subscribe. I'm just telling you, hey guys, if this resonates with your heart, if it resonates with what you already know to be true, just know that someone else is feeling it. I'm as fucking low budget as you get. I literally have a microphone and I ramble in it, I speak in it, and oftentimes I yell at it. And yeah, there's a lot of profanity. Yeah, someone said, oh, there's so much hate in your voice. You know what? I hate evil. And when I'm talking about it, evil's gonna know I hate it. I'm not gonna love. I'm not gonna hug. I'm gonna love people enough to send them into the next world to say, hey, redo, next life, come back better. I love people enough to put them in 8 months of traction, to give them time to rethink their life processes, their choices, and their decisions. And maybe when they come out of the hospital, they're going to be like, you know what? I have now a chance to do better. That's how I love. And that is a deep and true love. Maybe not a love that the coddled, tender-eared individuals, those with hearts that have never been tested, are used to, but it is love. I love those dregs of humanity enough to break them beyond repair, or break them down so that they have the chance, without the ability to hurt anyone else, to think about what they did wrong. And believe you me, they've done a lot of wrong. So, I am not at all encouraging violence, but I am warning you and letting you know that violence is being planned. So I take that as a personal affront, because I have people I love. I have people I truly care about. I have people that I will bleed and make others bleed for. So when I get information that I have been able to validate and find that is true, that there are people out there, very misguided people, who are going to collect money, going to collect food, going to collect goods and services based on their actions of violence towards myself or those whom I truly love and care for. I feel the first punch has already been thrown. And once you throw on me, then I I engage in a very simplistic dance with you. So let me explain the rules of the dance. The dance is this. Once you threaten me, once you make me feel as though my existence or the existence of my loved ones are in danger, I simplify things completely. I do not stop until you are absolutely, completely incapacitated. And should you give up the ghost in that exchange, that really falls on your inability to cling to life. I take no pleasure. I don't willingly do it, but I will. I am willing, capable, able. I wish that you wouldn't, but if that is your choice, freedom is one of those odd things. I choose freedom over security. You have the freedom to harm what I love. I have the freedom to stop you. You have the freedom to lose everything. Now, I engage in this in the same way. And in the same way that the people that I teach, yes, I teach. I, I teach. Those who are taught by me also learn the same things that I do. So when you engage against them, they also allow you the freedom to experience a range of disableness that is sometimes shocking. And as you become further unabled and disabled in your ability to harm others, you get to learn, maybe I was wrong. So I feel as though when these people, Antifa, MS-13, other groups, engage in violent rhetoric and engage in planning, engage in preemptive attacks, that it's already due in course. And my simplistic dance rules are simply this. You come for me, I take everything you have and I never give it back. It's done. It's over. So you don't have to worry. It's not complex. It's very simplified. You reach, I not only take off your arm, I will beat you with it, and I stop when I get tired. And I don't get tired, really. So that's up for Antifa. That is up for MS-13. That is up for other groups to decide if it's worth it. And I want others to embrace this idea. There within my temple is this philosophy of the rose and the thorn. The thorn doesn't do anything really. It's pokey. That's all it is. And when someone stupidly grabs for the rose, they get punctured. And with exact and equal measured force to the force that they use to reach out and grab said rose, they are visited with the thorns. So they reach out lightly and that's kind of prickly. All right, maybe I don't want to. They reach out with a strangler's grip. Well, the thorns enter into their hands painfully with the same amount of force that they grabbed the rose with. And that is how I interact. You reach for me hard, well, you're gonna bleed. But the nice thing is that it stops when you stop. You let go, it stops. Now, I should say this. In direct one-on-one whatever, I stop when I stop. Okay. Yeah. I know, but it really what it is, it is a likened unto, if you reach for me, as in, hey motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you, or hey motherfucker, I'm gonna rape you, which is an odd thing to say to me, because, I mean, well, one, I don't know. I'm not really the rapey type either way. So I think it's weird. But again, sexual assault. I don't know. Either way. So these are the things that I consider, a hard grasp, and these thorns are sharp and they're long, and so they puncture deep. I want everyone to adopt at least that mentality. I think if every patriot adopted that mentality, these groups just couldn't exist. They wouldn't find room. They would be terrified to go out and cause violence. These are people, they're not really coming after me. Some of them have, but I'm an expensive, very expensive proposition. I'm not saying that I'm, invincible. Not at all. But what I'm saying is, you better come with a big bank account, because when I go all in, I'm coming in with the spiritual equivalent of the fucking Rothschild fortune. So if you've got that, we'll ante up, motherfucker. We'll go dollar for dollar, dime for dime, copper for copper, and we'll see. And you know what? I'll be a pompous asshole right now based on experience. No one's cashed me out, not even fucking close. And there's been a lot of opportunities. And the people I teach, man, their bank account increases like fucking sky's the limit. All right? We get balls deep in that fucking money. So, warning. Antifa, the left, MS-13, which is far more directly violent, but Antifa also wild pack of fucking diseased hyenas. They are committed to receiving cash payments to fuck up your world. In this time of uncertainty, of fear, a quiet panic, these motherfuckers are looking to use that as an advantage to bring in terror. And I want to remind you all, this is America, all right? We kicked the shit out of Britain. We took this country, and we did some bad shit. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. America's done some bad shit. But if we ever truly want to take this country into the realm that we all know it can go, then we have to remember that these domestic terrorist groups deserve to be snuffed out, because they are hurting your loved ones. They are hurting your country. They are denying you the right that you have, imbued by your Creator, to live a life of liberty, justice, and pursuit of happiness. They're denying you that. And those who deny you that, well, that's what the Second Amendment is for. And I want to put it out here further. The Second Amendment is not just about guns, even though it really essentially is based around the ability to defend yourself, and, well, the gun being the ultimate weapon in these worlds, or at least commercially from what we're able to get. But all types of weapons. You have the right to bear arms. I would suggest that you consider arming yourself in some way. Defense only. Protection only. And that's smart. I mean, that just goes around the board. I mean, even back in Boy Scouts, we talked about carrying a pocket knife. So I would consider arming yourselves mentally spiritually, physically, to combat what truly is. And they've proven themselves to be an actual threat. It is what it is. It is what it is. I am hoping that perhaps some sort of spiritual intervention can make this go away. And as a spiritist, as a priest of Palo Mayombe, as a voodoo priest of the Puerto Rican lineage, as someone who's very close to secret societies in Haiti, which is also the Loa voodoo, someone who grew up with a godfather and mentor who was a Haitian priest of voodoo, a Hungana Sogwe, who had been raised with the Loa for a very long time, and someone who deeply believes in the values of Allan Kardecian spiritualism, which does have a Christian bent, but I don't believe in the Catholic Church. I don't believe in mainstream Christianity. I think that has long been obliterated and useless. What I truly believe in is the highest of the high, the God of all gods, the supreme creator, who in voodoo you would call Papa Bon Dios, or in more of the French you would call Bonnier. A God that is over all other demiurges. I believe that Christian current can be not only useful, but absolutely vital to someone's spiritual development without attaining the same kind of zealotness that is within Christianity that we know. So I am calling now for a spiritual intervention, and I am going to Allan Kardec Spiritism. I love Creole Spiritism, but at its heart, if you look at Puerto Rican voodoo, it is comprised of three different segments: African spirituality, Indio, Taino, Arawak, Carib, native spirituality, and Christendom spirituality. Those three, which would usually be called, if the lineage of Puerto Rican voodoo remembers it, and I've been asked by others if they, like what I'm talking about, and I was like, well, aren't you a priest of this religion and you have a big YouTube channel and everyone knows your name in conjunction with this, and yet you don't know this? But oh well. So Black John for the African mysteries, Indio John, of course, for the Indio mysteries, and White John for the European mysteries. And there are deeper stories with that, but we'll leave it that for right now. So that comprises the three parts of Puerto Rican voodoo. And so I would like to offer this prayer. This prayer is for the hardened spirits who go about and seek the ruination of souls. And so when we're talking about the Illuminati, when we're talking about the Anglo-Saxon conspiracy, which I believe does interact very fluidly with China, and they use China as a model, and they use China as sort of their stand-up bully to infiltrate and militarily try and take down America through very covert means, that these individuals traffic with a great deal of very vile and atrocious spirits. So with this prayer from Kardec, I want to offer it as a chance, and also for the souls of the humans that have been infected by these spirits, that this is the one opportunity to come to grips and say, I'm sorry, and to move forward and not have to face the righteous wrath of myself or others that I've taught, or other just absolute badasses that we should all get together and drink. We should all just meet up at one bar and just absolutely down a truckload of whiskey over a week and share all our stories and network, which would be fucking fantastic. So it is out of my deeper love for these people who are right now deeply confused on the actions that they should take. Instead of going out and working for good, they are essentially working for a foreign power, being paid by George Soros and funded by outside interests to cause terror in America, which is treason, which is a high crime, and which is something that should be followed with military tribunals and a firing squad. Right? Just, let's put it in full-on fucking perspective. These people are working for a foreign saboteur and committing domestic terrorism. Really, it's not a lot of ideological wiggle room in that. That's firing squad. That's no different than North Korea marching an army upon this country. That should be met with instant and unnegotiable. Your lives are forfeit because this is what you're doing in our country, and that's military doctrine. So, in an effort to lead those souls back to the light, I am going to offer this prayer on out. And so every time this video is played, find the time marker for when I start with this so you don't have to listen to everything before, unless it inspires you, and I hope that it does. And you can play it. And in fact, I'll even put a link so that you can say it every day for those. And my hope is somehow that this will turn the tide. Maybe enough of us saying this, maybe enough of us preparing, understanding that we are Americans, understanding where our bloodlines and our ancestry and all those who came before us, how we fought for this country and what this country meant and what this country could be, that you step up into that role of there is certain shit that is just absolutely not going to fucking fly. And you need to swat that stuff down the moment you see it. So, once we embrace that, and we can then empower our hearts and our spirits with something truly tangible yet intangible all at the same time. And it is in that vein that I offer this. Father, please look with mercy upon the imperfect spirits who are in darkness of ignorance and do not know you, particularly those individuals who are members of Antifa, MS-13, any Democratic and George Soros funded domestic terror group, and those who are just criminals and those who look to seek upon opportunities to harm others. Enlightened spirits, assist us so that we may help them understand that including man to do wrong, inducing man to do wrong, obsessing and tormenting him, prolongs his own suffering. Let the example of good works that we set be an example for them. You are in disgrace because it is impossible to be happy in wrongdoing. Why then do you insist on remaining in this state? Take a look at the enlightened spirits that are around you. See how happy they are. Would this not be more agreeable for you to partake in this same happiness? You say that it is impossible, but here nothing is impossible, for he or she who wants it, because God has given to you as he has given to all his creatures. The liberty to choose between good and evil, between happiness and disgrace, for no one is condemned to evil. If you had the ability to choose evil, you can also choose to do well, to do good, and to be happy. Turn your eyes to God. Elevate yourself one moment towards him with your thoughts, and a ray of his divine light will illuminate you. Say with us these simple words. God, I repent. Please forgive me. Prove that you are sorry and choose to do good over evil, and you will see that at the same time you will experience God's mercy. and a peaceful state of mind that you have not known will replace the anguish that you suffer. Once you have taken the steps towards an enlightened road, the rest will be easy. Only then will you understand the time you have wasted through your own fault and how your actions have delayed your happiness. A state of well-being, radiant and full of hope, will be opened before you and will assist you in forgetting your miserable past full of turbulence and moral torment. That for you would be infernal if this continued eternally. The day will come when those torments will end. You would pay any price to have them end. But the more you wait, the harder it will become. Do not believe that you will remain in this state permanently. That is not possible. You have before you two perspectives. One is to suffer more than you already have or have to, and the other is to be happy as the enlightened spirits that surround you. The first is unavoidable, and if you persist in being stubborn, it will continue. One simple voluntary act on your part will suffice to remove you from the ill path you reside in. Take action, because every day you delay this, a day of happiness is lost to you. Enlightened spirits, allow these words to find the souls in need and to bring them closer to God. We ask this in the name of Christ, who also held great power over evil spirits. That prayer goes out to all those who need it now. I pray for you. I offer the prayers of Allan Kardec Spiritism to your highest level spirits to come to you, to console you, and to bring you out of this moral idiocy. I offer the prayer of all Creole Spiritism so that your personal spirit guides, your sentinel spirit will come to you and say, look, this priest will kick the living fuck out of you. If you continue, if you meet him, it's over. Your jaw will be broken in like 24 fucking places. And he will wear your teeth in like a little thing, a little rattle. I'll make a rattle out of your teeth. So I want your sentinel spirits to come to you and to warn you that myself and other patriots, big, powerful, strong, healthy, vital horses of men, will absolutely stampede you into a muddy pit. I also ask that the Loa, the Rada, the highest of the high Loa, send their emissaries, that your guardian angel also speaks to you and say, look, this is a time of great torment for the world. You can choose heroic action or villainous action. You're already a cad, a villain, a scumbag. Why not try to be a hero? Why not step away from the absolute shitbaggery of the leftist mindset, the communist, the socialist, the Marxist, all these systems, all these ideologies that have done nothing but murder their own people in the millions and millions every single time that they've been employed. Why not now try something different? Why not now become part of that great freedom experiment of the North American mindset, of the constitutional republic? And I ask for God's favor to turn your hearts so that you don't have to go through what will be the most miserable, painful, and brutal, slobber-knocking experience of your life to date if you continue your path. Because eventually you'll meet me. You'll meet one of others who are like me. And there will be no turning back. Heaven help you. So it is with that love that I offer that prayer. And I hope that you all will say the same prayer with the same feeling behind it, that these people need to change, or they're going to meet you, and you're not going to let them harm your loved ones. You're not going to let them destroy your property. You're not going to let them harm others for the sake of an offshore financier who fucks little kids and can't even control his own bowels anymore. So how the fuck is he going to control anything? That ultimately is what it stems back to. These ass bags, these ass clowns, these 72 gendered fucking morons, these violent baboons are on the payroll of a crusty, shit diaper filled pedophile, Nazi sympathizer. It's cartoonishly evil. I mean, fucking, you should have Cobra Commander screaming out forced inoculations and death and destruction. But no, it's not nearly as cool as that. You've got an old man in a shit-filled diaper who wants to lick the asshole of little boys. That's who they're working for. And honest to God, that's so much worse. So I say lick the asshole because I don't think that guy's tiny little dick really ever worked. So, I mean, he's got to do something. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I'm going through my mind of, other pedophiles that I have curb stomped before finding out who they are and searching their internet preferences. Oh yeah, I've got guys who can do that. I'm a hard target. Ah, man. So, in the name of God, in the name of the Loa, in the name of the 7 Chief Loa, in the name of the 21 Commissions, I ask for the favor and mercy and blessings of God upon all those hardened souls who need to immediately change their ways, because that machete is going to fall, and it is always on target, and it is always razor sharp, and it comes down with the force of thunder. Please don't trigger that contingency. Become one of us. Become full of hope and life and love and vitality and have a true desire for progression, that we can move from the earth and into the stars, that we can become explorers, that we can become adventurers again, because we need that. We need innovators and inventors and manufacturing, and America needs to look to the heavens. Our desires, our wants must exceed our grasp. That is the only way we move forward. And in a world that is attempting to be brought about through deception and through violence, it is only shackles. It is only limited, it's only limited evolution. It is big brother, big sister, super states of tyranny and authoritarianism. And sure, maybe you'll get things paid for, but honestly, the only free shit you're ever truly going to get is a bullet from when your own government decides you're not worth the money they hawk out to keep you alive. Welcome to socialism. Welcome to communism. Welcome to whatever ism that's never worked and always failed. In the name of God, please, in this moment, turn away. And do it fast. Do it really fast. Because, man, we're in the 11th hour. It's my patriots, my people, let's band together. Let's not let this happen. And let's pray for those that will probably have to break. But let's try not to let their animosity and their hate infect us in the process. Yeah, we'll stop there.